All right, today we're going to dive into two of the biggest and, let's be honest, most confusing concepts in Buddhist philosophy: emptiness and dependent origination. Now, they sound heavy, right? But don't worry, we're going to break them down from the ground up using the Maharatnakuta Sutra as our roadmap. So let's just start with a question that gets everybody thinking. You hear the word emptiness, and your mind probably jumps to, a big black void, nothingness, a vacuum. But in this context, it's something else entirely. It's a really deep, kind of revolutionary way of looking at reality itself. And we're going to build up to that idea one step at a time. To really get a handle on the wisdom of emptiness, the sutra shows us that you first have to walk the path that gets you there. It actually kicks off with these celestial beings, devas, praising the Buddha for his practices. And that tells you something crucial right away. This wisdom isn't just an abstract idea you can learn from a book. It's the natural result of how you live your life, of developing these amazing qualities called perfections. And here is that path, laid out beautifully for us as the six perfections. We've got generosity, morality, patience, diligence, meditation, and the one they all lead to, wisdom. You can think of it like a complete training program for your heart and mind. Let's just quickly see how the sutra talks about each one. First up is generosity. And wow, the sutra doesn't pull any punches. It's painting a picture of this radical, complete selflessness, giving without a single thought of getting something back. It's about learning to let go of everything we cling to, our stuff, our relationships, even our ideas about ourselves. It's the very first step in opening up. Next, we have morality. This is all about living ethically, in a way that doesn't cause harm. But notice that key phrase, free from all attachments. So it's not just about blindly following a list of rules. It's about acting from a place of genuine clarity and compassion, which is what lets you cross over to the other shore of awakening. Then there's patience. Okay, that's a pretty intense image, right? But the point it's making is about developing a mind that is absolutely unshakable. It's that inner resilience to face anything, hardship, pain, people being difficult, not by gritting your teeth, but with a steady heart that's totally free of anger and resentment. Fourth on the list is diligence. And this is so important. It's not about forcing yourself or burning out. The sutra describes it as this courageous, joyful, persistent effort. It's the positive energy that you bring to the path, the engine that just keeps you moving forward, without slipping back into old patterns. Fifth is meditation. This is where you train your mind to be stable, to be clear, to be focused. And the outcome described here is fascinating, attaining equality across the three times, past, present, and future. It's pointing to a mind that is so completely present that it breaks free from our usual stuck-in-a-line way of experiencing time. Pretty wild. And finally, we get to the culmination of all this practice: wisdom, or prajna. This is it. This is the direct insight into how things really are. It's not just book smarts, it's a deep, life-changing understanding. And this is exactly what we're going to spend the rest of our time on. So what is this inexhaustible insight? Well, that core wisdom is often summed up in that one little word: emptiness. Now, the sutra is smart. It doesn't just give you a simple dictionary definition. Instead, it guides us there with these really deep, paradoxical statements that totally challenge our normal black and white thinking. First, it hits us with this: reality is neither existent nor non-existent. And right there, it just pulls the rug out from under our feet. Our minds want to put everything in a neat little box. It exists or it doesn't exist. The sutra's saying, nope, reality is way more subtle than that. Then it throws this at us: no coming and no going. This messes with our basic ideas of space and time. I mean, think about it. Where does a thought come from before it appears? Where does it go when it vanishes? The sutra is hinting that maybe we've been asking the wrong questions all along. And to top it all off, it says reality is neither bondage nor liberation. We spend so much of our lives thinking we're trapped and we're looking for freedom. But what if, on the deepest level, both trapped and free are just labels we're sticking onto a reality that's beyond both? So, how are we supposed to get our heads around this? This is where the beauty of this teaching really shines. It knows these ideas are tough, so it doesn't just leave us hanging with these mind-bending paradoxes. It gives us a bunch of really powerful analogies to help us get a feel for what it's talking about. The first analogy is a magician's illusion. Okay, so imagine you're at a magic show. The magician makes a tiger appear on stage. It looks totally real, right? But it's just a projection. It appears, but it has no solid, independent substance. The sutra is saying, hey, maybe everything in our world is kind of like that. The next one is even simpler. An image in a mirror. You see a reflection, it's crystal clear, you can see every detail. But is there a real, separate person inside the mirror? Of course not. It's a reflection. Its appearance is 100% dependent on you standing there and the mirror itself. And the echo analogy nails this down perfectly. You shout in a canyon and you hear an echo. The sound seems real, but it has no substance of its own, right? It's completely dependent on your voice, the canyon walls, and someone there to hear it. It just arises from conditions. And the sutra says, yep, everything is just like that. The magician's illusion, the reflection in the mirror, the echo in the canyon, all these clues are pointing to one single unifying principle. This is the master key that unlocks all those weird paradoxes and explains what's really going on. And that principle is dependent origination. This is the absolute heart of the teaching. It's the idea that nothing, and I mean nothing, not a coffee cup, not a planet, not a feeling, not even you, exists all by itself. Everything arises in dependence on countless other causes and conditions. And because everything is dependently arisen, it is empty of a separate, fixed, independent self. See? Emptiness isn't nothingness. Emptiness is this radical interconnectedness. And here it is. The sutra just lays it out perfectly for us in this climactic verse. Things don't pop into existence out of themselves, and they're not created by some outside force. The Buddha knows. They simply arise from conditions, from this incredible dynamic web of cause and effect. This is the profound reality that the whole path of the six perfections is designed to reveal. So, that brings us right back to where we began, our actions, our practice. If we really start to see the world not as a collection of separate, solid things, but as this vibrant, interconnected flow, well, how does that change things? How might that change our generosity, our patience, our compassion? That right there is the powerful question this whole teaching leaves us to explore.